In this experiment, we're going to see what happens when you add a strong base with a strong acid. Well, the first thing you want to do is that you want to make sure you have eye protection on, hand protection on, and also a ventilation system because of the fumes. So we're going to turn this on. Now, these two volumetric flasks contain exactly 250 milliliters of each solution, 250 milliliters of acid and 250 milliliters of base. So you'd expect that when we add them together, we should get 500 milliliters total. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the hydrochloric acid to this volumetric flask, and I'm using a paper clip before I put in the funnel to help with the flow, because if I don't, then it can get backed up. So this is the hydrochloric acid. I'm going to add this. Also, you should note that this hydrochloric acid is room temperature right now. Okay, now we're going to add this sodium hydroxide, which is our strong base. And this is another 250 milliliters. And like I said before, you should expect 500. Well, as you can see, this goes over the 500, and I still have some left of the hydroxide. Now, if we feel this flask, we can tell that it's pretty warm. So I'm going to stick this thermometer in here. And it's going up pretty rapidly. And what's taking place here is a chemical reaction where you're producing a salt and water. And because you're producing this water, you're going to increase the volume from what you would have expected to be 500. It's actually going to be a little bit more. And so in this solution, when you added hydrochloric acid with sodium hydroxide, you produce sodium chloride, which is a salt, and water. Alright, after we let this solution cool, you can still see that the volume is way above the 500 milliliter mark. So even with the temperature decreasing, there's still way more produced than was expected. Now, you can also notice on the side that there's a little streak of white. As I mentioned before, when you react acid with base, you produce water and a salt. And this is the sodium chloride salt on the side that formed after the cooling of the water.